Hello, namaste. This is Timothy, and I'm reporting from the front yard of my new temporary residence. We moved here a couple months ago. It's actually funny, we moved here just after I put out the solar eclipse video in September, and in that video I gave a couple recommendations for some Virgonian-centric plants, and one of them was rosemary, where there's a huge rosemary bush growing in the front yard. So anyways, I'm kind of on a busy street, so we're going to be hearing some cars. But I did want to put out just a little personal update. What's going on with me, what's going on with Rosalila Healing, as we are certainly in this period of adjustment. Changes that are going on with Rosalila Healing is essentially happening out of respect for my own nature. I am having to realize that I spend a lot of time and energy not necessarily in a way that is allowing me to practically function in the most healthy way. And one of those reasons is because I give so much energy to the weekly reports that were originally, 10-minute videos that were kind of more focused on the technical weekly astrology. And over the last couple years, these reports really evolved into something being a little bit deeper and lasting usually around 30 minutes now. And so what I am planning on doing is, before everybody gets upset, I'm not planning on doing less videos. I'm not planning on producing less free material. What I am planning on doing is changing the weekly astrological forecast and making it a bi-weekly forecast. And the reason for that is really respecting my own nature for how I think I tune into these little rhythms anyways. My reports seem to focus a lot on these lunar cycles, and so by making it a bi-weekly report, I think it'll actually be able to much better cover the subjects that I'm already talking about and extend it over a little bit longer of a time frame. Now, because we are at this residence now, I am capable of producing videos indoors in my own little office. So I am planning on using the additional free time to make more videos. However, I want these videos to be more general, expanding potentially outside of the subject of astrology. Now, I still hope to talk about subject matters that is relevant to the times and what we're experiencing and what we're going through. I'm simply hoping to expand and open up beyond simply the astrological semantics and tools to really start to be able to talk about greater, vaster, spiritual subjects and subjects that are related to the world that we're in and the transitioning that is going on. So that's one thing that's changing. Another thing that's changing is how I am structuring and doing my actual birth chart readings. Some of you may have noticed that I'm actually not receiving birth chart payments right now. There is a waiting list for those who would like to sign up for readings in 2016. I am having to use the time right now to get caught up on readings going all the way back months ago. In June, I offered a summer solstice sale. It was way more successful than I ever dreamed, and I'm actually still working on charts from the summer solstice sale. So this is part of what I wanted to share, is my own learning and growing process in terms of this first year of me really being a professional astrologer and producing this material and being in business. So basically, I have this inner propensity to be enormously hard on myself, enormously self-critical, such a perfectionist. It's really strange, and I think this is coming from past life stuff, but I really bring that into my astrology readings, and it is an unhealthy tendency. So this is the reason why I tend to fall behind in my readings, and I'm going to be changing my system so that it's impossible for this to happen again. Because the people for the summer solstice sale, I said, oh yeah, I'll have this reading for you in 1 to 3 months, and now it's been 6 months. So I'm carrying all this responsibility on my shoulders. I feel really bad. I apologize for those of you who've had to wait for so long, This is simply my learning curve, my first year in business, and I am going to be constantly experimenting, constantly restructuring. I'm sure there's going to be many more changes in the future in how I do my readings, how I do the business, so on and so forth. But this is kind of an update of just where I am now. So going into the future, right now you can sign up, put your name on a waiting list, but there's no payments that you're going to be sending, and that's kind of so I don't have to worry about the money that I'm receiving but not the work that I'm doing yet. So in 2016 there's going to be one calendar that everybody signs up on, okay? And previously I had multiple calendars for Skype sessions, for recorded sessions, for transits, and for natal chart readings, and it was just a huge mess. So there's going to be one calendar, and you can select the various readings and stuff that I'm going to offer off of this one calendar, but whether or not you want a Skype or a recording, you select a date, and that's the day I'm going to be doing it. So that's how things are going to be done going into the future. Now also going into the future, I'm going to be more so encouraging Skype sessions, because I finally have an environment that really allows and suits my capability to do Skype sessions. My old residence was a two-bedroom. It was essentially just one big room, and the computer saw through the entire house. My girlfriend Mackenzie works at home. I'm basically a stepfather situation, so there's kids running around and stuff like this. And it was very difficult to do Skype sessions. Now I can actually sit down, close myself off, and so I'm going to be doing more Skype sessions and encouraging Skype sessions, and that's only because my own life and schedule has finally freed up and granted this spaciousness for me to be able to do that. And so this is part of my own Virgo-centric year, getting my stuff together, getting everything scheduled and worked out, and this is how it's going to be done in the future, is there's going to be much more defined scheduling rather than me simply saying, oh, it's going to take who knows, and then all of this stuff comes up. And I have to talk a little bit, I think, about all the stuff that's been coming up for me, just a little bit of a personal update. What I've been going through this year, for the most part, has been Pluto moving over my Neptune and Pluto square to my Mars at the same time, as I have a natal Neptune square Mars. And so this year has been a year of radical spiritual transformation. Now, I also am 25 years old, running my own business, stepfather situation. My relationship is a twin flame dynamic relationship. We go through a lot of deep healing and cleansing and purging all the time in my normal life. And in the midst of this, I'm going through a radical spiritual transformation, and so this has been a lot of juggling taking place for me, as I am also simultaneously struggling to find my own confidence so that I can feel self-secure in what I give. And I think that that's really the solution to this propensity of being enormously hard on myself, to the point where I would, take my camera out into the woods, go home, edit it for 20 minutes and be unsatisfied, take my camera out into the woods, do another one, and I would do this for birth chart readings as well. So I'm learning how to shift things around in order for me to feel more comfortable, in order for me to trust myself. And the trusting myself really just has to do with feeling good, I think. And so these are some of these changes that I'm implementing, hopefully to bring us into a future potential where I hope to actually be doing more. I hope to be offering more videos, start offering classes. Soon I'm going to be interacting and associating with other astrological groups and sharing stuff between these other groups. I had my first interview the other day with this brilliant, wonderful woman, Varushka. I'm going to attach a link to that interview below. And I have another interview coming up this next week. And I want to get some other things started going on with you guys, figuring out ways to kind of collaborate and interact more into the future. So I really am very excited for the future. Right now, I'm kind of in this period of having my own little sabbatical. It's a hibernation period while I get caught up in all the charts that I was basically back ordered throughout the last several months. That way, hopefully, beginning of 2016, I can begin anew, afresh, secure, with all these new platforms and new vehicles going. And so this is kind of where I am and where things are going. And I look forward to your feedback. I do consider all your compliments. I hope that there's not going to be too much pessimism about changing the weekly report. I hope you all understand. And I look forward to hearing from all of you. Wishing all the best. Namaste.